YouTube, how we doing? Past the Prop back here yet again. We are here, was it 25th of August already? We're almost into September. We're getting ready, finishing up the month with another MLB show. Joined as always by my guy Stu. What is going on, dude?
Nothing much. I mean, like you said, we're almost there. It kind of feels like the little calm part before the storm. Obviously it's college football. We got week 0, but we're going into week 1 right here. That's going to be huge. I'd normally take it a little bit slower. I like the player props, like to kind of feel out the rotations and stuff like that with the, who kind of rises to the top after preseason and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm excited, man. We got football coming up, college and NFL. We got baseball going right now. You and me were just talking some UFC before. Obviously had a good weekend there. So yeah, I'm fired up. We got a lot of good stuff going right now.
Yeah, no, it was a good weekend for sure. Saturday was just wild, man. It's just like, I feel like, you've been doing this long enough where you kind of have those where it's like you don't expect everything to kind of go the way you see it, and then when it does, it's like it feels weird. It's like, oh wow, this actually is going the way we want it to go. And you enjoy those a little bit extra after you do this long enough. Where it's like you don't expect that to happen very often.
No, 100%. If you're firing off that many bets, a couple are going to lose. It's how it goes. We've been doing it, like you said, long enough that you kind of live with the highs, you live with the lows, and you get used to them both. But when you have one of those really good pop-off days, you want to enjoy it. It feels good.
Yeah, no, and it makes it a lot easier to have that many bets when I'm putting the bets in the night before, and I don't have to all my bets were done pretty much when I woke up, outside of like the last 2, which is weird because obviously we don't always have that where we have, plays that start at 2 a.m. So makes it a little bit different for those.
Yeah, shout out to UFC China. I don't know if anyone else was degenning out there, but I was up and watching, took a little nap, midway through, a little power nap before the main card started. But yeah, it was a great card, and we got a couple good ones coming up as well. So yeah, I think I'm gonna make some like Instagram and like TikTok kind of videos going forward about UFC because I see a lot of them and they're so fucking bad. And I'm like, all right, if these guys are doing it, like, I don't know. I see some insane stuff because Twitter, we make fun of a lot of the stuff, but it's still median okay a lot of the times, or it's not like totally awful. The Instagram, TikTok, that's a whole different world. Like the stuff you see on there is like, there's no way you guys are actually watching this. It almost looks like you just asked like Chat GPT for some tips and you just let it fly. So maybe I'll have to hop on there pretty soon.
Yeah, I don't even go on TikTok, man. I can't. It's tough. It's tough to even think about, man. It's just the second I venture over there, it's like, holy shit, is this really happening right now? Like it just kind of going through some of those. It's tough to watch. But yeah, hey, more power to you if you can do it, and do it well. So.
Yeah, nothing like getting like a fantasy football one and someone's giving you their sleepers and it's just like a guy going in like the 3rd round. You know what I mean? Like I don't think like Mike Evans is a sleeper. I think we all know who Mike Evans is at this point. But either way, Chase Brown. Yeah, I think we got the idea. I don't think anyone's a sleeper if they're going in that round, but it is what it is. And yeah, hopefully more people listen to those that play in the same leagues I'm in, right? Because that's what we really need.
Yeah, it's tough to even think about that people are putting that out there and think it's good,
But hey, good news. Before we get off the football, I don't know if you saw my boy Terry McLaurin is officially signed and ready to go, which feels good. Because going into the season without Terry, that would be real bad. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was ever going to happen. It looked like they were going to get it figured out. But literally, Schefter, if you guys watch ESPN this morning, about 35 minutes before, Schefter said that there was no progress made at all. Like 35 minutes before the deal got being announced. So it seemed like we were getting to that point where it's like, if it doesn't happen soon, it might not happen. And you really don't want to piss off like the one dependable guy we've had in our team for the last 8 years, so super pumped to see him. He got, I believe, $33 million a year, 3 years, 96, something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers. For me, I was happy with that. Like I said, it's not my money. One, I mean, you can pay him as much as you want, but that's around what DK Metcalf got. I think Terry McLaurin is a better wide receiver than DK Metcalf. It's pretty close, but I'm comfortable giving him that amount of money. And it's 3 years, especially too. You don't have to count on that fourth year because he's 30 years old now. You know what I mean? The age curve, you can kind of fall off at a certain point. Felt like that's kind of perfect. Happy to see, Scary Terry suiting up this year. I'm fired up.
Yeah, no, I got the notification that was happening too. So good for you guys. Obviously happy for you guys to, have him there. It would have just been weird for him to be in any other spot. So, but yeah, we got 50 of you guys in here early and often. Our guy Dimitro's in here. Appreciate you popping in, being our first guy in. And yeah, let's get a quick recap going, and then we'll get into some of our bets here. So I'll start with yours here.
Yeah, no dice on this one right here. I was watching, man, Trey Turner. He whiffed at more curveballs than I've ever seen in my life. I need to check his baseball savant against that pitch specifically because, man, I would throw him nothing but curveballs off the plate. It was crazy. I watched Trey Turner my whole life. He had 8-9 whiffs on off-speed pitches in that game alone. So that was a little bit of a bummer. He struck out a couple times. Had, I think, 5 at-bats, didn't get a hit. So unlucky. Trey Turner normally is one of my more dependable guys out there, but no dice on the hit parlay right here.
Yeah, luckily we got this one. My Astros came through. Talked about Jeremy Pena. He actually ended up going three-run nuke in that game. Shout out Christian Walker as well, hitting the bomb. I talked about that on the show as well. Obviously, I don't bet home run props ever just because they're it's a slippery slope betting those. But, yeah, felt good about this spot. Was my favorite play of the day and was happy that this was able to cash for us relatively easy. I think they had 10 runs in that game.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, it wasn't a sweaty one right there. Had the Astros, had a little bit of Walker, so it was a nice night. I appreciate the easy money right there, and even like you said too, Astros weren't coming in very hot before that, so it was nice to get a little bit of a contrarian look, get the job done so easily.
Yeah, no, for sure, and yeah, they had a couple more nice outings, and they got destroyed on Sunday, so. Yeah, it was good, and we get to head into the new week. I was kind of pissed, too, because obviously I took the 0.4 off on those. But the Astros, they scored 10 runs and only had 2 bombs. I think they only had 2 bombs. And it was pissed me off because I'm like, Seattle ended up with 4 bombs and scored 5 runs. It was just what the fuck? Just all these solo homers, so. And then obviously the Astros were hitting 3 runners and, smoking over the over, but that's why you play the big one for more money. And we roll, like I said, with the over 4.5.
Yeah, it's a long shot for a reason. You were live there for a little bit. The only thing, tracking who's leading this must be a pain in the ass. Every ESPN box score, just scrolling through real quick. That does not sound like fun.
Yeah, no, just follow MLB homers. Just follow MLB home runs. That's all I'll do. I won't even look because that shit would take forever to try to keep up with. But yeah, we get to head into a really nice slate today. I really like today's slate. This is probably one of my favorite ones I've seen in a long time. A lot of good arms, but a lot of good arms against a lot of good teams, which make it a lot better for long shots and some fun ones here. So I'm hoping we can find some value here today. Stu, where are you looking at today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, good slate. I saw Yankees Nationals, and I was hoping it would be in DC. I was like, maybe I'll get a ticket, but that one is unfortunately out of New York. So gonna miss the Aaron Judge train this year, but I'll be tuning into that one. Obviously, Brad Lord, my guy, one of the Nats' few okay starters. Jake Irvin could have just tossed his potential last start of the year yesterday after going 2 1/3 or whatever. I don't know how you can keep sending this guy out there every 5th day with his 8 ERA over the last 2 months, but either way, we got one of our only dependable guys out there on the mound today. Not a good matchup for him necessarily against the Yankees, but I'll be tuning into that one. Also, my former fade god, Sugano, he's turned it around a little bit recently. He's been playing a little bit better. A couple good starts in a row here. Luckily, I haven't really been on the train outside of that first one. I've kind of, taken a break here. But honestly, I don't mind maybe some Red Sox team total as well. I'll probably be tuned into that one. I think maybe, obviously, we talked about the Red Sox a little bit. I like Anthony in that one. I would have bet his props, but they're really poorly priced already, which is kind of unfortunate. I was hoping we might get a little bit of a better value there because Sugan has been a little better recently, but the books are still kind of pricing him like he's shit. So I think we could see a little bit of regression in that one right there. I'll probably be tuning into that Orioles game as well.
Yeah, no issues there. Obviously, I like a lot of these games, dude. I really do. I want to see Hunter Green tonight. Hunter Green's facing the Dodgers. I think he lights them up, bro. I'm not that impressed with this Dodgers team right now. I think he lights those dudes up. So I'm excited to bet on him again tonight. Screwball getting the mini stadium. I think that's going to be interesting. He gets to play in the mini stadium. Hey, I gotta give my big boy my shouts to my boy Logan Gilbert last night, bro. He was awesome. I had him with 6 strikeouts with Skeens, but also I was down 12 strikeouts because I was 15 innings lower than the guy I was facing in fantasy. He had 3 double starts this week, and I was down 12 strikeouts heading into Logan Gilbert's start, and I had Bednar. Bednar ended up not having to come in. Logan Gilbert gets fucking 13, wins me the category by himself. Shout out Logan Gilbert, dude, just completely destroyed the A's there. But again, the A's kind of remind me of the Angels a little bit here, man, where they're very tough to read, and they're very hit or miss, right? If you're on the right day, you're getting the ladder up there. If not, Screwball could get lit up in this mini stadium. So I think that makes it a very intriguing game.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Yeah, betting against Screwball doesn't ever feel good. Any kind of negative click against a guy like that, a batter on the other team or anything like that, it never feels good. But like you said, obviously a little bit of a rougher stadium matchup there as well. Yeah, who doesn't like watching Screwball pitch? That's always a good time.
Yeah, and I think Skeens probably locked up the NL Cy Young yesterday, and if not, it's going to be tough to catch him, man. I think that's obviously I think Skeens ended up going up to over minus 1,000 or minus 900. Sanchez in second. So I have my bet on Sanchez. I'll talk about him in a little bit, but I think we see a good game there, and I'll kick it over to you, Sue, to start us off. We got 80 people here, first couple minutes, 15 minutes or so of the show. We appreciate you, and let Sue take it away.
Sounds good. You're going a little nickname action. For anyone that's not MLB, we got Cal Raleigh, big dumper, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, minus 125. Yeah, this is another one just like I was talking about a week ago. Like, I'm just scrolling through, and minus 125 felt like almost too good of a number that I kind of wanted to go back and double check a couple of things through the past history just because it felt like a little bit too good to be true. And obviously we know Raleigh as like a home run guy. He leads the league. He's got 49. We're one away from 50 right here already at this point in the season. Everybody knows what he does best. And for me, normally those kind of players, you're either betting the total bases or the home run. Unfortunately, I don't know how you could possibly be betting this guy's home run at plus 180. Like, no matter how good he is, you know what I mean? I don't know how you could be making money betting plus 180 every day. But for another market like hits, runs, RBIs, where we cash our bet, not only with a home run, we got a bunch of different paths to victory, but you also know in the back of your head, the guy's got 49 bombs and he's plus 180 for a reason. Like, there's a very good chance he could drive himself in right here. Had a little bit of a rough stretch, if you want to say, about 4 hitless games or so before yesterday, where he knocked in 2 bombs. Look to get back on track there. He's never really had any bad stretches so far this season, but overall his last 15, last 30 numbers are pretty in line with his full season. When you look at Raleigh in general, his splits against lefties are even better. We got the matchup against JP Sears tonight, someone that we've faded relatively often during the regular season. He crushes lefties. 281 average, even higher slugging at 693, 100 points higher slugging against lefties than righties so far this year. We all know what JP Sears is. He's a fly ball guy, second percentile ground ball rate. A lot of stuff is in the air. That's a dangerous game against Cal Raleigh. The reason I like hits, runs, RBIs over a market like, total bases right here, which is around minus 110, to minus 105, depending on what sports book you have, is walks are very in play. When you got a guy that has 49 bombs and you know that he probably hits your style of pitching pretty well. You got a fly ball guy that doesn't strike anyone out, doesn't really get whiffs and chases. He's had one good start and one bad start with the Padres so far, but he gave up a home run in each of them. Like, the bomb is always live with JP Sears, no matter what ballpark you're playing in. I just think it's like a dangerous game. So walks could be on the table for sure. But when I went back and looked at his box score on games that he didn't have a home run, he was more successful than I thought he would be with the hits, runs, RBIs market. And obviously Sears doesn't walk a lot of guys. He's very good at keeping it in the zone, but it would not an intentional walk, but it's almost one of those things where you don't want to be throwing this guy pitches in the zone. Like, you're going to be pitching him very carefully. And if he's not, that's even better. It gives us chances to make contact, to get on base. And I don't love the Mariners lineup in general, but the top of it's strong. Obviously, added in Suarez at the deadline. You got a Rosa Reyna at the top there when you're facing lefties. Rodriguez right behind him. Naylor as well. Like, it's a good quadrant. It's a good section of the lineup. There's still a lot of different runs and RBI potential if he just does get on base, if there are the walks that come into play. Yeah, I just think there's a lot of different ways he can go over. I love the matchup here. Pitch splits are good, obviously, against the fastball, changeup, slider combo that Sears is going to be coming with right here. Crush lefties on the season, crushes everybody on the season. There's a reason everyone has betting this guy to win MVP. I mean, yeah, he's 180 to hit a homer. So it feels like that's pretty live against JP Sears here. But I like just that we have so many different paths to victory with the hits, runs, RBIs. And minus 125 on DraftKings is a very good price. Some other books are like minus 140-ish, like MGM. If it gets any higher, I would just play runs scored. It's also minus 125. I think that's a good pivot as well. But yeah, hits, runs, RBIs, Cal Raleigh, let's run it.
Yeah, I always, this late in the season, the split stuff is actually pretty important to me at this point, because you're, 300 plate appearances on both sides almost, right? And you got almost 300 home road, right? So for me, I've only ever bet Cal Raleigh during day games. I've never bet him in a night game. And it's been pretty successful for me. I just will not do it. I will not do it, especially at home. Just because his day splits, dude, it's pretty wild, bro. Like, he has 170 at bats and 19 bombs. Like, they don't play that many day games, right, in Seattle. And it's been crazy because, like I said, there's not that many options for it. But like, I don't bet the pitchers that much during day games just because the ball does actually fly there. But like, his home splits are like, what, 220? He's betting like 224 at home versus 270 on the road, just because that park scares the shit out of me. I love betting pitchers there, bro. Obviously, he's shown the ability to hit bombs everywhere. I'm not really worried, but like, when I'm like this deep into the season, that shit sticks with me. So like, that's the only that's literally the only thing I could come up with. That I would be on the opposite side, is literally that I've just been very successful betting day games for Cal Raleigh, and I don't go away from it. It's just like Logan Gilbert now. I won't bet outs, but I'll bet the shit out of strikeouts, right? Just because I've had it happen to me multiple times, and that's always in the back of my head. So that's as good of an argument as I can go against it, and that's not that good of an argument, right? That's just me betting it enough throughout the year that's just kind of been a staple. It's just like me betting people against the Blue Jays on under strikeouts, right? It's just become just a regular thing for me. So I'm not going to differentiate from where I have it. But god damn, he's been fucking good, bro. He's just, I do actually really like the Seattle lineup. Like, top 6, dude, that's like,
yeah,
it's tough to find better ones, honestly. And JP Crawford was a good leadoff hitter, and now he's batting 9, right? Like, his team is pretty damn good. I would prefer to bet walk. I'd be very concerned. That's the only thing. What is the line at him? I would like
for walk. Interesting.
I would bet his walk immediately. Like, that'd be.
It's actually really good. It's plus 170.
Yeah, that would be probably. And he doesn't walk that much, but like, you just saw him hit 2 tanks. He's 1 away from 50. You don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Right? As a pitcher, that's in your head. So I think plus 170 right there would be a play I would take for sure, just because it does help you, obviously, with the run RBI aspect of it. But I think that if I was going to go, like, this feels like a walk game for him coming off of 2 bombs, right? And you're just like, oh, shit, this dude just broke the catcher record. Now he's 1 away from 50, and he's like 6 away from Griffey, right? So it's like this kind of feels like one of those. This kind of feels like one of those like, or I mean, he could probably obviously still score the runs, but like 0 for 2 sack fly and a walk, stolen base, and he scores a run. Obviously, that still cashes your ticket, but like that kind of feels like this type of game. Like he's batting in the 2 spot. You got Julio behind you, right? But this guy just hit 2 tanks, and you don't want to be 50. You don't want to be the guy on the video for 50. So that's kind of where I'm at with this, and how I would play him.
Yeah, I think I'll probably add a little like quarter unit walk at plus 170. You don't even have to risk, like, that's a really good price, So
what's 2 walks?
I don't see it up right now, but
interesting. That would be a very nice. I feel like that'd be a long shot. I would be very willing to go to.
Yeah, you can keep going. I'll try to find it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll over to mine and go over to my old reliable here, and that's gonna be Christopher Sanchez. I think he shows today, bro. I think this is the game. You just saw Skeens do his thing. I think this is the game that Christopher Sanchez says, "Hey, I'm still here, right? I'm gonna mess around a little bit. You can't shut Skeens down for the year because I'm still here. I can still put up numbers. I can still get wins. And I just love Christopher Sanchez. I just love what he does, man. Like, he is very much a guy that should not have the strikeout stuff he has, but he just competes, bro. And I love that. I love that, right? You look at the first 3 months of the year, 3.45 ERA, 3.18, right? Throughout March, April, and May. And this dude, since June, has just been, in my opinion, probably the best pitcher in baseball since June. Like, this dude has been that good. 1.85, 1.95, 2.05 ERA over the last 3 months. The dude has just eliminated lefties from the game. He has been that good that he just completely eliminates you from the game as a left-handed bat. 179 batting average against. He's only had 112 at bats against lefties. That's how good he has been that they don't even put him in the lineup. Well, you got Soto, you got Nimmo, you got McNeil. They ain't coming out. That's 3 guys right there. He's giving up 1 bomb over that entire time against left-handed bats, and obviously striking out lefties at a very healthy 27.5% clip. He has a 0.28 home runs per 9 to lefties this year. That is unbelievable. You just don't see that. Even against righties, that's the thing. He has a 0.65 home runs per 9. This dude is very, very good at keeping the ball in the yard, very good at keeping the ball on the ground. I guess my biggest issue, right? I mean, the biggest issue that you can say in this matchup is he's just not at home, right? And he's been at home 30.5% K rate, 2.59 xFIP. On the road, he has a 2.64 FIP. Like, he's just not striking out as many guys. That's really all. That's the only difference. And that's why I don't want to play the strikeouts in this spot, because I can get 18.5 at this one. If I do play it, I'll buy it down like I love to do anyway with Sanchez, because Sanchez has been that good. It'll probably just be a buy down spot. But when I look at it, it's like strikeouts at home, and I've been playing outs on the road, and it's been really good to me because even on the road, like I said, he's not doing bad. He has a 2.64 FIP. He's just not getting as deep in the counts. He's got a 0.42 home runs per 9 on the road. This guy's just inducing a ton of soft contact. He's got a elite sinker, which you don't say that much because it gets put in play as much as it does. He's just been completely wiped out. He's been so good this year, not only keeping the ball in the yard, but getting the swings and misses when he needs to, and just not walking anybody. He has 2.2 walks per 9 against righties, obviously under 2 against lefties. He's not giving up anything against left-handed bats. But just looking at this lineup, and looking at, if you want to be a guy who does batter versus pitcher, the only guy here with any success has been Francisco Lindor, but no power, right? He's 6 for 14, but has 429 batting average and a 429 slug. All singles. He is not getting beat. And guess what? You got a lot of guys in this lineup that are going to be able to be ground ball, double play candidates. I think this is a game where you just see Sanchez just absolutely shove 7 innings, probably 5-6 Ks, but just elite stuff, ground balls early in the count. We get to that bullpen and we shove it. So sign me up, dude. I love it. I love Sanchez today.
Yeah, I like the spot a lot. Like you said, he's just so efficient with like the soft contact and stuff. The way he doesn't like waste too many pitches, he gets through at bats. It's what you're looking for when you want like an outs prop. That's kind of like the baseline there. He's shown the ability to get deep into games more than almost any other pitcher in the league. And you always get this because 18.5 is such a brutal like number. You always get this really nice plus money price tag as well, which is always nice. So yeah, I got nothing against it. Like I said, there's really only a couple guys I'd actually really go over 17.5 with, and he is on that list. He is one of the few guys that deserves to be there. And yeah, I like it. Obviously, the only issue, I guess, is the Mets can be a little picky with pitches. They can, be a little bit annoying. They don't swing as much. So almost like your Brewers as well, where it's just kind of like, even if like the walk rate isn't always super, super high, their swing decisions are kind of patient. Pirates, another team like that as well. But obviously if he's in attack mode all game, then it doesn't matter if you keep your bat on your shoulders, if he's still in strikes, and that's what he does. So like the spot a lot at plus 130. I'm definitely there with you.
Yeah, it's funny. He's number one in the league in pitches per plate appearance. And if you came into the year telling me that, I would have told you you're a fucking liar, dude. And he's higher than Framber. It's like 3.60 to 3.61, right? So it's very close, but still number one in the league in pitches per plate appearance. And that's the thing, though, is he gets ahead of so many guys. First pitch strikes. Like, if you're the Mets, dude, he's gonna dick him. He's just gonna dick him down the middle if you're just gonna sit there, right? And that's the thing, he just doesn't give up the power, and those are gonna induce those ground balls and early swings because that works. The stuff that the Brewers do works when you don't have a guy like that. Like we've seen that happen. Where a very good example of this recently would be like Imanaga. Imanaga against the Brewers. I took hits in that game against Imanaga, but the Brewers were a lot more free swinging. Imanaga had 35 pitches through 2 innings and then ended up with 98 through 7, right? Because it's early in the count. It's coming. You have to be ready. This guy's not going to walk you, right? And you don't want to miss your pitch. And then we just saw 12, 11, 7, 12 pitches per inning. And it just allows a guy to get so much deeper in these games. And that kind of feels like this type of matchup where the Brewers are the same way kind of as the Mets, probably a little bit better at it just because they don't hit as many bombs. But, like, I don't know. I see, like, like a guy like Vientos go on first pitch. Like, I got to hit this out, right? I have to. I have to beat him early. Because if I'm down, dude, and you have to face a 96 sinker or a 90 changeup, it's done. It's done. And it's ugly.
Definitely agree. Yeah, I like the spot a lot. I'm definitely in on this one. Sanchez, like you said, has been kind of nothing but good to both of us this year. So look forward to doing it once again.
Yes, sir. Down to plus 450. It's kind of wild that they're only giving me plus 450 on Sanchez when you give me a minus 800 on Skeens. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's bull, dude. That's wild. I can't. That's why books keep getting people to bet on that shit, dude. It's just like, why would you're implying this guy's an 80% chance? So how am I getting only plus 450 on Sanchez? If they were giving me like a plus 1,200, I'd bet it again because I already have him at 850. So, but damn, dude, I just think that's criminal, bro. That your odds are inducing, numbers like that. It's crazy.
The problem, any market that there's not a no option in, they can do that. You know what I mean? When it's just a yes only, that's where you see it. FanDuel's like the king of that. DraftKings does it sometimes too. Like the thing with futures is you can beat them with news, right? If you get news quicker than other people, then the books are able to adjust, then you can beat them. So with markets like that, they tend to build in more vig to overall punish people essentially, which it is what it is. Like you said, it sucks. Sometimes you can catch them lacking, and then other times you're like, really, this is all I'm gonna get. And the best you can do is line shop, Picket, those kind of apps like that. That's the best you can do to fight back. But if there's no option, then they're gonna screw you as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's do a quick recap. I see a couple questions. We'll get to those. We gotta get going because I gotta be back at work in like 20 minutes.
Sounds good. We got Cal Raleigh over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, minus 125 over on DraftKings.
And I'll be going with my guy, Christopher Sanchez, over 18.5 outs in New York tonight. If you have BetMGM, Caesars plus 140. I'm using DraftKings here specifically for this one, but Sanchez over 18.5 outs at plus 130. We got a couple questions here, Stu. If you have a long shot thought, we'll talk about those in a second. But let's get a couple questions here. We got our guy NY Jiggy. How do you feel about Eduardo Rodriguez? I will not bet in a strikeout over against Brewers. I just won't. They're just annoying. Like
100%.
Like I can't imagine watching your team play the Brewers. Your guy's rolling and then just happens to have a 30 pitch inning because these dudes just foul off 12 pitches. Like it's just, I can't do it. I used to do this all the time. Lefties against the Brewers. Brewers are bottom 5 in strikeouts against lefties this year. They just have the ability now with switch hitters in this lineup, and they have the ability to platoon. And that's really like what happened was when we didn't have Vaughn and Hoskins was out, we were playing Jake Bauers against lefties, and that's a free K, right? Bauers ain't gonna fucking play. Collins can switch to the right side. They put Terang at the 7, who's batting 290. Frelick is good against lefties. It's just like I can't bet an under, or I can't bet an over strikeout. So if I was to bet anything, it'd probably be the under. And I think that's a good spot to look at here. I like playing under outs for Eduardo Rodriguez because the dude just pisses me off and walks a bunch of guys. So like that's usually where I go. But I do like the under strikeouts. I do like the under. I'm going to look and see if it's like 17.5 or 16.5. I would really like that outs number.
Like it's 17.5.
Ooh, I think I prefer that
to the under.
I think I prefer that to the under 4.5 strikeouts. I think I'd prefer the 17.
Yeah, I like your explanation. I kind of like both of those unders. That's the way I would lean as well. Might get a couple bucks from me tonight.
I'm betting that right now, actually.
Yeah, I like the look. I'm there with you.
All right. Lastly, any thoughts on Strider 6Ks, Royals, White Sox over 8? Ooh. I don't know. I am a very big fan of fading Noah Cameron, but I like to do it with outs. But he's been really good, dude. He's been really good, and I've been taking his under 17.5 outs because it keeps getting juiced up, and he keeps going like 16, 17 every time. I don't trust Strider that much either right now. I don't know if that's the same thing for you, Stu, or no.
Well, just when you've seen him be at the like elite level, it just feels like we're a step away from that. There's been more blow up games, like you said. The consistency hasn't been there as much. I'm personally, it's your freaking Marlins he's going against as well, I believe. Like, it's just there's not enough there. Honestly, dude, every time I look at the Braves and I try to bet something, I don't get there. This has been a shit year in general for them. Like, I'm trying to even remember when I tried to bet Michael Harris and then the game rained out. That was the last time I tried to bet that team. So yeah, I'm personally not getting there. Buying it down is always a little bit safer. Obviously, the K stuff is there, but Marlins pesky, just probably a pass from me.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many good arms on this slate that Strider is not even in my top 5 of who I want to bet.
Crazy to think we would be saying that right after like last year, the year before. I mean, kind of crazy.
Like, I'd bet Sanchez over him. I'd bet Skubal over him. I'd bet Woodruff over him. I would bet
Green probably.
I'd bet DeGrom over him. I'd bet Hunter Green over him. All of those guys are over him. And that was that 5. I think I named all 5 right there. All 5 that I would take. I wouldn't take Sugano over him, but I'd take the other guy.
Dude, even I was looking back, I was trying to think who blew him up last outing. It was the fucking White Sox that blew him up too. I was trying to remember a team. It's like, yeah, just I'm not there personally. 2Ks back to back. Yeah, I'm not there. I wouldn't be, because I assume 6Ks if you're doing a parlay. I assume you're buying it down a little bit or there's some juice there. Like, I'm not paying juice for that. That's, if anything, I'd almost go, if you really like it, which I don't, I'd almost rather just bet on like the upside and hope he finally has that good start coming. But yeah. No, I'm probably not there tonight on that one.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot better places to go on a 15-gamer like this. When you have this many elite arms, I feel like there's just so many better spots that I could go to. And more trustworthy guys, right? Just more guys that I would be fine with putting my money on. So, all right, Stu, you got anything else for the people before we get out of here today?
The only other thing I'll say is I just opened up an article as soon as I hit Twitter that said, this is back to football for a sec. Browns second rounder Quinshawn Judkins, who is still not under contract, could try to play college football in 2025. So I don't know if you've heard about that. They had the whole domestic violence or whatever thing going on. Still hasn't even talked to the team. The one thing I'll say, please don't draft this guy. He's so high on these ADP websites for no reason where, I don't know, if you draft Dylan Sampson, that guy could actually be the week 1 starter. All it's there's Jerome Ford. So that's my quick little thing. All these running backs are getting juiced up. Ollie Gordon, my guy in DC are all getting pushed up way up the board. Freaking Dylan Sampson is an extremely good pick. He might be the week 1 starter, at least the 1B. And do not draft Judkins. Like, please don't. Like, we don't even know how great he is. One, he hasn't practiced all fucking summer. He's going to come in week 1. Like, no, the guy probably is going to miss a couple games at least. So just be real careful for that. Someone getting drafted and going back to college would be kind of hilarious. I kind of hope that happens. I don't know how logistically that would be possible, but just a quick thought. I know people got drafts coming up and stuff like that. Please do not draft this guy no matter what.
Yeah, no, it's funny, man. It's funny. I think it's funny too that place is just a shit show now, and I don't know, man. Like, it's wild to me that Stefanski is getting all this shit, right? And he's not a bad coach.
He's not. He's not.
That's why they drafted him, because you think that people with a fucking logical brain would be like, "Oh, this guy's a pretty good coach. They're not going to just bash him over fucking having Shedeur suck." But no, everybody's freaking out about it. He's just not that good, bro. Like, it's just, god damn, I had to get that out because, like, I feel bad because Stefanski's literally one of probably a top 10 coach in the NFL. And we're fucking arguing over this dude who just, in Colorado, you can fucking run around and it makes it look good when you have a fucking top 3 pick in the fucking running deep routes, right? And beating his guy in the Big 12, right? You can go behind the line and run around. You can't fucking do that in the NFL. These guys are fucking 270 pounds and they're freaks, dude. You ain't outrunning them. What are we doing here? And everybody that's talking shit on Stefanski, shut the fuck up. He's a good coach. He is a good NFL coach. Crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. I had to get that out. That's my rant. I had to.
I almost hope for him that he gets fired so he can be free from this team. You know what I mean?
Go to some place that's not a fucking cesspool, dude.
Yeah, because that's probably the worst place you could get dropped to be coach. Maybe the Colts this year with freaking Danny Dimes this year, but like Joe Flacco isn't any better. It's just like it's brutal, and I fully agree. I'm rooting for Shedeur too. It's just a bummer that you can't even make excuses when like what he did yesterday. People are making all these excuses. That's exactly the downfalls people said the whole time. The guy can't get rid of the ball. He takes so many fucking unnecessary sacks. Like, you can't just blame O-lineman when that's literally what he's done his whole career. And I get he's not had great O-line in Colorado either, but it's like you're not seeing these random, easily excusable mistakes. It's the same shit that he's always been awful at. And that you got to expect, so it's unfortunate. I don't know if he even makes the roster. I guess he might with just how bad it is right now. And they cut Huntley the other day, but man, as someone that's rooting for him, just because I root for people that get hated against, I don't like when everyone just agrees that a guy sucks. He's overrated. Yeah, his numbers obviously shouldn't be retired at Colorado, but none of that shit is him. It's all his dad and all the stuff related to that. I don't know. I hope he finds a way to make it as an NFL starter, but it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. He's got to not get sacked every other possession. And like you said, I have no clue. If you're out there blaming Stefanski, you got to get your head right because like you said, he's a legitimate high-level NFL coach. This roster just has barely any NFL talent whatsoever on offense. Defense a little better. Offense.
Yeah, I just saw his RG3 doing his little fucking thing.
Oh, my God.
Well, so what are you saying, that you're never going to play the twos? You have to give Shedeur that. Like, Shedeur did have those in the first game.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here, dude? Like, just fucking cut your account, dude. Fucking enough people should report his account that he can never post again. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
RG3's in Emmanuel Ocho territory of bad.
Oh,
it's just like, what had happened to this guy? RG3 used to be kind of cool back in the day before he started commentating. And, I don't know. Like, I don't know what happened to this guy, but It's brutal. He's a mute. He's like I don't have.
Well, I already blocked, dude. I saw it and I blocked him again.
Yeah,
like I usually had him on mute and I wouldn't see it, and then someone retweeted him that I know, and then I might have to block them now too just for retweeting it.
Yeah, it's those accounts that compile all the stuff. Once you think you got a guy blocked, they'll just post the clip of him anyway. I go, fuck, I can't avoid this guy. He's everywhere, But that's what they want. They're trying to farm the engagement or whatever. It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Oh, and then before we get out of here too, Larry posted 2 walks for Cal Raleigh plus 1,200. I'm betting that. That's really good. He only has a couple 2-walk games. 2 of them are in the last 10. So he has 2 2-walk games in the last 10 at 1,200. I mean, yeah, I'll take that. 100%. Like easy. Like you said, it's not like likely or anything. But that's a good price. I just wanted to address that because I was scrolling to find it, and I thought it'd be almost like 700, 800. That's a good price. Definitely worth a couple bucks.
Yeah, no, I definitely would bet walk in the spot. Obviously, I'll still obviously endorse your play and happy with that one too. But I feel like the walks is definitely the spot I would go today, coming off of a 2-homer bomb game. So. But yeah, I got to get out of here, unfortunately. But Stu, anything else for the people before we head out today?
Nope. Leave a like. We got some good plays today. Scroll back like 5-ish minutes if you want the quick recap. And yeah, we'll see you guys later this week. More bets to win, more stuff to talk about. I'm fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm thinking next week, maybe like Tuesday, we'll do some NFL, and we'll get that going. We might just go every day next week, to be honest, with NFL Tuesday, Thursday. MLB still in full swing there. Maybe we'll do something like that. I'll obviously check with Stu on those and what days work. But yeah, I got to run to work, unfortunately. We got 162 of you guys in here across Twitter and YouTube. We appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Make sure you go find Stu as well. If you haven't already, I'm assuming you have. But hopefully if you're new here, go find it. Drop a comment if you have anything before the game start. We got about 5 hours before first one. So we appreciate you. Have a good one, guys, and best of luck on all your bets tonight.